under the pale moonlight. Vinny and Phil bring the shadows to life. Tales of the ghostly whispers in the night. Bigfoot and aliens ready for the strife. The darkness thickens, the air is cold. Haunting stories waiting to unfold. Supernatural Sundays, the veil is thin. Join us in the chaos, let the night begin. With every whisper and each chilling tale, dare to believe where shadows prevail. EVPs echo through the haunted trees. Demons lurk as the chill hits with ease. Podcast rolling with guests to amaze. Cryptids and spirits were lost in the haze. Northmen in the foliage, watch your back. Dogmen prowling, ready to attack. Supernatural Sundays, the veil is thin. Join us in the chaos, let the night begin. With every whisper and each chilling tale, dare to believe where shadows prevail. Moving in the foliage, watch your back. Thunder prowling, ready to attack. Supernatural Sundays, the veil is thin. Join us in the chaos, let the night begin. With every whisper and each chilling tale, dare to believe where shadows prevail. So tune in next week, fear in your soul. Darkness awaits, let the stories unfold.
Welcome to the Supernatural Sundays, everybody. Tuning in on this December 28th. Hope everybody made it through Christmas okay. I know we did. Had a few nice gifts. Went up to visit the folks up in Illinois there. Visit with my mom and sister. When my dad, he's out in Arizona doing the whole snowbird thing. So shout out to Dad out there in Arizona. Hope if you're at home or out enjoying some warm weather somewhere, hope you're all having a nice holiday. Got a couple pictures here I want to share with you from this week's Christmas festivities. We went over to a school to a Christmas craft show, and they had a lot of stuff from Rudolph there. They made their own little bumbles and everything, and thought that was pretty cool. And before that, we went over to see Krampus. There was a Merry Krampus market. We went over there, checked out. They had some really cool metaphysical stuff. If you're into that kind of thing, it was a little different take on Christmas. While I was up in Illinois, we picked up a rather large Yule log. I'm going to call it a Yule log because we picked it up here at Christmas time. My friend there, Steve Haliski, he loaded that with his kind of a Heinz 57 homemade John Deere tractor there, but it was badass. That thing could probably pull your house down. I never seen anything quite like it, but this was a tree I planted when I was in third grade back in 1978. One of those, Arbor Day things. You take it home from school as a little stick and you plant it. Well, this thing grew and grew, and I'm guesstimating it's probably 40-some years old. And they cut it down, and he saved me a piece. So there's Big Steve backing up got the forklift on the back, loading the big Yule log. And so I hauled that back to Kentucky. We're going to make some cool stuff out of it. If anybody knows anybody with a sawmill around Bowling Green, my guy, I can't get a hold of him right now. So if anybody knows somebody with a sawmill within hour drive or so from Bowling Green, I'm looking for a sawmill because I want to get some cuts off this thing. Did anybody go see any Christmas lights? I hope y'all did. I got a couple pics. There's a farmer up there by Decatur, Illinois, has his name's Brix, Brix, and he decorates up the farm equipment, the house. He's got everything set to music, and it's all computerized. It's pretty cool. Here's a fire truck he had out there. Looks kind of like a fire truck, tanker truck, what have you. And had a whole semi lit up with the empty grain hauler wagon on the back there. I thought that was pretty cool for Christmas. Then we had the tractor, International Harvester. There was Santa Claus, and got the combine there, the grain wagon, and everything all decorated up. And I kind of like this old grain truck. I think that was pretty cool. When's the last time you seen a grain truck all decorated up with lights in it? It's all kind of 3D looking. And then we had Flippo, the handy elf. He made an appearance. Stopped off to give off some gifts. They're at Maroa. They're in Illinois. So thought y'all get a good laugh out of that. So we got some new clips this week. Got some interesting stuff. I don't have a guest this week, but I'm thinking next week I've got a guy from Singapore coming on, and he was part of a bigger group, but they've got stuff over there. They call them ghouls. We've got our ghosts, demons, what have you over here, but they call theirs ghouls. So he's got like 3 or 4 different kind of ghouls, and I just got to try to make a time if he could come on live, or I may have to do a pre-recording with him because he's 14 hours ahead of us. Like, it's already Monday there. So anyway, let's get on with some of the stuff in this week's news. Hope you'll enjoy these videos. We'll get some good conversations going here. It wouldn't be getting close to the end of the year if we weren't talking about the aliens. We're hoping the government will come out and say, hey, we admit there's aliens. There's supposed to be some disclosure. I know there's been a couple little Senate hearings, but we're hoping for full-on enclosure. So we're going to start off with aliens this week. This one here, we're going to call this one the Little Gray.
It was clear that these little grays were very robotic in nature. They were not kind. They had this feeling of evil that just came off them. It was like looking in the eyes of a rattlesnake. There's just nothing there. Nothing kind, nothing good there. It's just intent. They came with very specific intent. They're just starting to force to say how scared I was. And that went with me throughout my whole life.
So sounds like that lady had an encounter The little grays. I've heard of the grays, reptilians, the Nordics, which look like blonde, white, look like white people that are blonde, like tall Nordic. They call them Nordics because they're kind of like look like they're Norwegian or something. Now, this thing here, I don't know if y'all ever been out fishing and you caught something and wasn't quite sure what it was, or it got unhooked, you know, and broke your line, or you thought you had something huge on there, or something tugging back at you. This is the weirdest thing I've ever seen somebody catch. I don't know what it is. It looks like it might be some kind of, I don't know, like a mermaid baby creature, something like that. They got this thing in a bucket. You guys check this out. Tell me what you think of this thing. This is the weirdest thing. It don't look like no fish, and it looks kind of like a mutated frog kind of way it's built, but it's pretty crazy looking. I don't know if that thing was AI generated or what, but I'm gonna go ahead and play that again. That was pretty crazy. They had it in a bucket, but it had a head on it, had weird looking teeth and like fins coming out of below its head, and it looked like it had like little arms and legs on it. I have no idea what that was. Some kind of mutated alien frog creature. I don't know. But this next lady here, she seems to think the aliens are coming. She thinks they're already here, and they're coming in big groups of them coming in, and she thinks they're here. And there's more coming, and they're just coming in droves. She's thoroughly convinced that there's aliens. Here we go.
Bruh, something's going down in the United States. And if you ask my opinion, the aliens are here. The aliens have arrived. And listen, I don't say that lightly, and I don't take that lightly, but they are fucking here. The past day, the past week, I have just, Whispers in the Moonlight told me to check my messages. I just checked all of them. And listen, there are so many sightings, spottings. So here's what we're going to do. Let's do a galactic war update, boo. Let's just get back to our roots real quick, okay? This isn't gonna be too long, but I need y'all to hear all this shit. It's happening all over, okay? Boom. Let's just get right into it. A woman in Columbus, Ohio, this was on the 22nd of November, states they're here, they're coming in, and there's many more to come. Followed by a video of flashing lights. I'll show you the video. I'll come back at the end.
They're here. They are coming in. They are coming in when I tell you. And y'all know who I'm talking about. And there's many more coming in tonight. Don't see them. I just stepped out the door, get ready to leave. Columbus, Ohio. Look at them. When I say they here, I mean they here.
We're starting off strong and we're only just beginning. Yesterday, San Antonio, Texas, 4 white lights in a straight pattern hovering in this town. This lady's looking at it from her window. She said, people keep saying, oh, that's a light pole. She said, I lived here forever. It's not a light pole. This is 100 miles out. Video coming. I'll come back at the end.
It's high up. You only could tell if you're in Texas. Like, I'm on the 3rd story. There. I wondered what I did to the camera. But yeah, I was just wondering if anybody else seen that, because I'm on the 3rd story and I'm up on the hill, and that's down the hill from the 151. And so I was just wondering if anybody else seen it. These lights.
She was reporting live just to prove that it wasn't no bullshit. Also yesterday, Muskogee, Oklahoma, reported seeing strange bodies of lights moving in unusual patterns throughout the night. Several individuals have reported seeing these light formations all over Oklahoma. Got the video right here. Watch, I'll come back at the end. Tears almost, y'all. I'm actually fucking shaking. Listen, that formation right there. First of all, I've never seen no shit like that before, okay? That UAP, UFO, the bright light moving forward with that circular light guiding it in the front. There's a couple more of these that I'm going to show you here also in this video, but that's insane. Muskogee, Oklahoma. Did you hear the girl? She went, like, what the fuck? fuck. Okay. Let's stay focused. Wandell, Arizona, also yesterday. This is from Aliens Last Night page. Arizona residents reported an extremely bright, completely motionless light hovering in the sky above Phoenix at 8:57 p.m. The object remained fixed for about 40 minutes with no visible movement. Here's the video. I'll come back at the end.
Are we?
Excuse, that looks like a fucking sky portal. It just looks like a fucking open portal. Bright light, it's flickering, it's flashing a bright light, but it's not fucking moving. It's not going nowhere, it's not flying, not up, down, not swimming, not doing nothing. Just standing there. Yeah, bro. That was beautiful though. That was kind of beautiful. So this is the part of my show where I say, for the people who think that this shit is only happening in America, because not everything happens in America. Also yesterday, of course, shocker. In Italy, a gigantic red circle appeared in the sky out of nowhere, and it lit up the sky for a single millisecond. Now, scientists are saying it's not a UFO. It's called an ELF, which is a massive ring of red light that forms when an extremely powerful lightning fires an electromagnetic pulse into the ionosphere, about 200 kilometers long. Did y'all see? Just a flash. Just a fucking flash. They're saying it's not a UAP, but also I don't believe in coincidences. So this happening the same day all this other shit's happening, yeah. No. Didn't have a video for that because it was just a flash, so I just showed the picture. That is also on Interstellar Discussions page if y'all want to hear more about the red ring. Okay, so also yesterday, of course, 2 large UFOs are sighted rotating over the Utah Basin, which is in Utah, filmed by a former Green Beret and Carl Crusher, who's a UFO and ET enthusiast. I follow him on here. You can follow him on TikTok too, who has been documenting strange activity in this area for a while in Utah. Also, if you don't know, this is the area of the Inskay Way Ranch. You know I can't say it. I'm not doing that. I'll show you the video. I'll come back at the end.
2 giant glowing rotating UFOs were seen gliding through the sky near the Uinta Basin, right? This was filmed by the psionic asset Mike Batista, the former Green Beret soldier, and Carl Crusher, who is a researcher into the mysterious and unknown. And these guys have been doing some amazing stuff. Now, this was filmed near an indigenous burial ground, right? And around this area, they've been out there for a long while now, documenting strange activity. And there is a lot of strange activity going on out there, and these things have been confirmed not to be a Tisco bag in the wind.
No, bro, it's not. It's not a Tisco bag in the wind. Also, listen, yesterday a woman is driving and records a bright reddish orange humongous UAP gliding across the sky. She said it looks like it had smoke coming out of it, but I don't think it was smoke. I think it was that other light like we seen in the previous video that I was telling you, how it looks like it's guiding the other light, and it looks like a big circle, but it looks like a big puff of smoke if you're further away. She spotted this shit. I'll show you the video. I'll come back at the end.
What is that? It is moving and it's glowing. What the heck? Do you see that? What is that? Oh, there's like smoke coming out of it. What the heck? What is that? You see that?
There's just no fucking way, y'all. I'm just saying, this is all, I'm shaking. Listen, if I'm shaking, you notice some shit is shaking, right? December 4th. This is December 4th. I know it is the 5th now, but this was all yesterday, okay? All right, a couple more. Yesterday, a couple in Honolulu saw a huge bright green circle zoom through the sky in a flash, and it was gone, right? Luckily, they caught it. I think it was on their car camera. I'll show you the video. I'll come back at the end.
That's funny.
No, because if you blinked, you miss it. But luckily, it was caught nonetheless. Come on. Now, what could that have been? Other than a you fucking FO. No, absolutely not. Okay, yesterday a woman is driving at 3:30 in the morning in North Carolina. It doesn't say where at North Carolina. When a swarm of lights in a row just flies through the sky. Right in front of her. I'll show you the video.
Oh? Oh no. That shit is going every direction.
This is the best day of my life, okay? That was fucking amazing. She said it's going in every direction. She was fucking right. Did you see it? It just swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. Then it zoomed in a straight line. This is the what, the second video like this of the sequencing lights? Okay, right back at it. And last but definitely not least, I'm just running out of time. A man named Roger from the Native UFO Network spots what I call a myriad of fucking UFOs lighting up as like a reddish, pinkish color in the sky in Chacon Canyon. This was on the 13th of November, and I'll show you the video. I'll come back at the end. This is the last one. Absolutely fucking stunning. I still got more. Let me know if y'all want a part 2. I'll add the other ones. I even got one from Ukraine, which is actually said to be a fucking mothership dropping off. If you guys are new to my page and you've never seen the Galactic War updates, this is where I report the craziest shit that's going on statewide, even in other countries. People just letting me know. So comment this video with some weird shit that's going on in your town, in your city, your country, your state. It doesn't matter. If you see some weird shit going on, it's not a coincidence because we're seeing shit happening everywhere. So below in the comments, write your state. You don't have to write your city if you don't want to, if you don't feel comfortable, but you can write your city, state, and tell us what's going on, okay? It's insane. Let me know if y'all want a part 2. Also, please like, repost, comment, do the whole thing for me, y'all. Y'all know that I've been shadow banned. I don't know what's going on with my account right now. I put in a ticket to see what's going on with it. It's saying that my videos are not going public, so that means they are not reaching the FYP. Do what y'all gotta do to help me out. But yeah, this is insane. This is insane. This is what we've been waiting for. This is what we knew was coming, okay? Too much was going on. We knew something was coming. This is the second part of the Galactic War, y'all. Let's fucking go.
Pretty long video. She had a lot of evidence. I appreciate her putting all that together. The lights whizzing by, I think that was the lines on the highway somehow reflecting off of her camera and car windshield. I think that was some glare, maybe some lens flare. I did see some lens flare. Some of the stuff hovering, especially ones that blink, I think are helicopters or drones. The one in the fog that looked like a little ring of lights, I saw 3 or 4 of those on my way to Illinois. They got those really tall street lights out by the interstate. And in the fog, all you see is a ring of lights up there. It looks like a little UFO hovering. So, I don't know. The one thing that was really bright was kind of oblong glowing. That was the one thing that one I can't explain. And then the ones that look like they have smoke coming out of them. If it was coming out the back, I would say it was exhaust. But if it's coming out the front, it's like, okay, what? How's it blowing smoke rings out the front? You know, maybe some AI stuff. Got a couple new dolls tonight for us to try out. Got a couple cat balls over here. Let's see if I make that cat ball go off. There we go. So you know that it's active. I've got cat balls. Got a couple of K2 meters over here to pick up any kind of electromagnetic frequencies. People think that these dolls, different objects can become haunted and have attachments. So, I'll leave them up here. I've been trying out a new set of dolls every week to see if we get any kind of action. If we do, I've got a plan already in place. If we do get one that's has some kind of attachment, this one here, she's porcelain, got real hair and everything. And the other one over there, I think the whole doll's porcelain over on the redheaded lady over there with the long pigtails. So, I don't know. Well, if you guys see anything go off or you see any action, or if I missed it or anything, let me know in the comments. We do have our call-in number up, 419-934-1742. If anybody wants to call in live, we are live right now. If anybody wants to call in with any comments, questions, or anything like that. Let's see if we're through the aliens. Okay, kind of goes along with aliens, the whole Skinwalker Ranch thing. That we think there's a lot of alien influence there. So we're going to slide on over and into the cryptid zone. We're going to start looking into some of this Skinwalker activity. I got a few Skinwalker updates for this week. So let's check this out.
Leaked video footage, allegedly originating from the Uintah County Sheriff's Department, located just miles from Skinwalker Ranch, have surfaced online, and they're sending shockwaves through the paranormal community.
Hold the light right there. Sir, you okay? Stay with me. Oh my God. Back up. Move.
Grainy body cam footage reportedly shows officers responding to reports of movement near an abandoned property when a pale, emaciated figure appears from the darkness. Witnesses describe its elongated shoulders, ashen skin, and narrow, claw-like feet that click against the gravel as it moves. Officers can be heard gasping before the entity darts behind a fence with inhumane speed. Experts and skeptics alike are baffled, with some calling it evidence of a dogman-type humanoid, a creature long dismissed as internet folklore. In the audio, one voice whispers, "What is that?" moments before the video cuts abruptly. Whether an elaborate hoax or a glimpse of something never meant to be seen, the Uintah County leak adds yet another chilling layer to the dark legend surrounding Skinwalker Ranch.
Reminds me of the Vegas alien. What do you think? Let me know in the comments.
I think it was a ring-tailed lemur that escaped from a zoo. That thing looked like a lemur to me, but I couldn't tell how big it was from the footage there, but it took off awful fast, and the clicking of its claws would explain a tree climbing monkey type creature would have claws if it ran on pavement or something. But I don't know. That thing looked like a lemur to me. They think it was some kind of alien creature. But that's my theory. If anybody wants to call in, let me know what you think. If you think that was a lemur or not. If you think that was an alien. We got another Skinwalker video. Here we go.
The rancher didn't want to sell it, but what they did, and I know the people who did it, they set up the electromagnetic transdimensional phenomenon that then induced horrible phenomenon coming out of the ninth ring of hell, or out of lower frequency opening into other dimensions. It scared the hell out of this rancher, and he was scared off the ranch and sold. A similar thing happened, but it was more of a tax fraud scheme with the people who sold the Bradshaw Ranch, so that this cabal could acquire these sites where there was already some unusual phenomenon that they could then exploit in the research and the work they do. That's quite evil. It subsequently was bought by a businessman named Fugel, and I'm not sure he understands how the innate, let's call it intrinsic and indigenous phenomena that was there has gotten altered.
There's a term that got popularized at a Skinwalker Ranch called the hitchhiker effect. For those who don't know, it's when the phenomenon seems to follow you home. Is that a real effect, or is that also a psyop?
I don't know, because I've never experienced that. We did do a CE5 expedition on a bluff overlooking Skinwalker, and we didn't have any of that happen. But of course, we're doing something in a very high state of consciousness, making contact. What we did here was sort of, at the wee hours, a continuous drilling sound underneath the earth. And I think there may be a black site being put in there underground.
Yeah, the researchers have reported noises and different stuff under the ground too. So that's kind of interesting there that they would do all that just to get the people up off the land. The whole psyop thing, the magnetic portal opening up. That's a big conspiracy right there. It's pretty far fetched, actually, if you ask me. This one here is kind of interesting. It's kind of like, reminds me of that movie Predator, when the predator alien creature running up the tree and he's like standing there and he goes invisible. He can cloak, basically reflects all the light around him. And sounds like a very similar event happened at the Skinwalker Ranch. Check us out.
Well, we were actually sitting right on the other side of this white trailer, and we heard some noise, and we come around the corner, and right here, standing about where you're standing, where I'm sitting, there was something here that was, we shined a light on it, and the light came right back at us like it hit a retro reflector mirror. Blinded us for a second, and then we could see like a shimmering of something standing there, but it was like almost like the Predator in the movies when it's cloaked. And then it just kind of went like that and seemed to have vanished, and we could see the bushes move like something took off running and ran up the mesa. We went chasing after it. It was dark. I'm gonna say it was probably about 10 or 11 o'clock at night, and we never found it, never seen it since then. But we were all hesitant to even talk about it, and then we realized that the Bigelow era scientists that were out here had seen a similar phenomena, and they had reported the same thing. So it's really odd.
When he said it, kind of went, it disappeared and imploded. We ran into something like that down there at the Octagon Hall down there in Franklin, and up on the second floor, and I believe it was the little girl's room, and we got it on an IR camera, but it wasn't like cloaking or anything like that. It just showed up, and it was about this big, and it looked like it had almost like little wings, and it was just kind of like hovering there, like fluttering, kind of real slow, and then it just kind of like closed in on itself like that and disappeared. I can't explain. We've got a video of it on, I think, on our Facebook group page, maybe even on our TikTok page too. But any kind of evidence we find, if we think it might be something, we always put that up on our pages. But it did the same thing; it just kind of like imploded on itself. So I can't explain it, but it was really cool. I'm gonna have to try to pull that up for next week. This is I believe this is Mr. Bigelow who bought this. I think he's the current owner of Skinwalker. This is one of he's talking about when they first went in, some really weird stuff that happened.
As we're all discussing kind of the history of Skinwalker Ranch and the homesteads, we proceed to kind of get our phones out to take some pictures. I felt like it was a good photo opportunity. And lo and behold, my phone's dead. It had previously been at 80% charge. It's pretty haunting looking. We pull up around the backside of the structure. This is October 14th of 2016. And we all pile out and we all walk around the other side. And again, we're looking at the landscape and everyone's visiting and having a good experience. And after about 10 minutes, I asked, well, where's George, the big guy, the security? We all piled out of the open air Polaris UTV. Now, no one really paid attention. I said, well, let me go try to find him. And right as I'm coming around the corner in this grass area, it was as if something cupped my ears. All of my hearing was impacted. And then I see off in the distance, standing fully upright, this 6'6" giant of a man in the back of this UTV. And I thought, that's odd. So I yell his name, George. And I can hear kind of muffled. It's almost like yelling underwater. I proceed to walk to get closer, and he's not responding. And as I near the vehicle and shout his name again, he's standing upright with his eyes closed. And right as I'm nearing the vehicle, all of the ambient noise, all of the sound comes back. As I yell his name again, his eyes fluttered open. And he looked down at me. And I said, what's going on?
You've seen UAPs fly above the mesa, hover above the mesa, fly into the mesa, fly out of the mesa. Are you going to excavate that site?
We're working on that. The mesa is a very unstable environment. The rocks, very unstable. Every time that we dig, that we conduct any type of excavation or exploratory activity and disturb the earth, it's very dangerous. We see material come down. It's a dangerous environment. We also don't want to damage the very technology or artifact or whatever may be buried in the mesa that is unnatural, that may be connected to the strange activity.
That's pretty wild. It almost sounded like he had a paranormal event because something drained his phone battery, and at the same time, the other guy was kind of like in some kind of trance, standing up in the back of an ATV, one of those side by sides. Like, why would he be doing that? And why would he have his eyes shut? It's just too weird, man. I don't know. That the Skinwalker Ranch. I'd like to see the results of. I think it was. Tony Rathman doing the Stratacom. He's got this device that runs off white noise and doesn't run off radio frequencies or anything. And he was going to position himself between Skinwalker and Blind Frog Ranch. A lot of people don't realize those ranches are like within an hour of each other in the same area of Utah. They have weird stuff happening at both locations. So he was going to try to position himself between those. And I need to do a follow up with him, see if he went and did that yet, or if he got any kind of activity. But his device runs off white noise, and it can be used anywhere, pretty much long range. Doesn't even have to be in a haunted location. The way he explained it, the spirits, you can communicate with them wherever you're at. So very interesting device. I'd still like to build one. Still trying to get a hold of some of the guys. If anybody knows Tony, or any of the scientists he works with. He started out doing spirit boxes, which all work off radio frequency, but then he's developed this Stratacom device, which runs off white noise. And so it was very compelling. We had a whole episode about it, but I'd like to learn more about it. There's a lot of different devices out there. I think frequency is the way to go, tuning in different frequencies. I think everything has an inherent frequency. Crystals, stones, any kind of structure has a frequency. Like you ring a bell, big bell, little bells, they'll ring different based on the structure. So be interesting to see what he found out. I still think there's something buried in that mesa. I'm thinking my thoughts are it's a UFO or a time traveling device that's buried in there, because some of the material they dig up when they drill into it is like stuff that NASA would use. Well, how would NASA type material get buried inside a mesa? Unless it's man-made or it came from NASA. How would it get inside the mesa unless it was some kind of time traveler, interdimensional traveling craft, and it had some kind of protective, like a force field or something around it. So it would have to bend matter to be able to go through different dimensions. I'm thinking maybe it's stuck in there or shut down. There it is. It's one of my theories. I don't know. I'm curious to see what they find. Let's go to the paranormal side. We've got a few little paranormal type videos. I don't know if you've ever been out riding on your motorcycle and you see something coming and you brace for impact and nothing. That's what happened to this guy. Did that guy just run over a ghost? I know if you drive around in the dark with polarized sunglasses on, you might see some weird stuff like that, and you'll think you're running over creatures. I got to play that one more time. See what you guys think. It looks like a person walking right out front of him, and I'm thinking, oh no, he's going to hit somebody, and then poof, he turns around, nothing there. All right, one more time. If you watch right before it happens, there's like some weird blinking going on and stuff. I don't know if that's somebody cutting it in and out, making a phony video, but it looks like it's all one continuous recording. I do see some weird lights kind of blinking right before it happens, but unfortunately, this software I have doesn't let me stop something in the middle. I got to play it through or play it back. I'd like to be able to freeze stuff, so I may, in the future, if I want to show you something, I may just pull a clip out and show it that way. But one more time, see what you guys think of this. So his headlights blinked a couple times right before it happened. I don't know if that's just a coincidence, but I didn't see him blink anymore after that. After he initially got up to the Ghost or whatever it was, he was driving, then there was like a blink, blink, blink. Then the guy walks out, then poof, nothing. And he turns around, nothing there. I don't know. It's pretty wild. This is one of the tools we've been trying out. I'm not 100% convinced that it's what it's picking up. It's a LiDAR. Basically, you're like, I have an iPhone. It's got a Sony laser in it. Then we've got a SIS system and we got an XLS system, which seem like there's always something wrong with them. They're not 100% reliable. The iPhone seems pretty reliable, but I wanted that iPhone 15 because it has the Sony laser in it, and so it sends out all these little laser signals, and then it bounces off everything and then maps it back, kind of like a mapping software. You can use it to measure objects, and you can do 3D modeling, or you can measure a room. The big fancy LiDAR systems, they're mapping like whole terrain areas, like out like for oil exploration or logging, or they use it in caves to map caves, and it's pretty accurate. And this is a new phone app that the phone apps are still catching up with the LiDAR. I think the LiDAR app's been available on iPhones and iPads for a while. Unfortunately, the Android doesn't have it. I wish they did. I wish everybody could get a LiDAR on their phone, but it's still kind of a new technology. I don't think the software is completely caught up, because I'll be trying to measure an object or something. I use it for work sometimes, and it just seems like it takes forever. And then when you go to play it back, there's stuff missing. Like there's pixels missing of something. So it's on a phone. So I mean, if you go out and spend a couple $1,000s on a standalone unit or more, I mean they've got super advanced ones they're putting on cars now, semis, boats, airplanes. I mean, you can get the basic cheapo LiDAR like in your phone, or you can, sky's the limit. But this here, I believe, is just a phone app, but it's kind of interesting. It looks like it's picking up like a little kid, like a kid figure, and then it kind of disappears. So let's see what you guys think. I may do some more LiDAR stuff. I do have some evidence I've captured that I cannot explain. Normally the LiDAR is pretty consistent. Like it'll map a room, it'll map an object, and everything's pretty solid. And I've had some anomalies I can't explain. So here we go. LiDAR. Pretty wild. I'll roll that one more time. But it does look kind of like a person or a little kid standing there. The ones I'm more interested in is if you're in a room and you're up something close and it looks like smoke. Like when it's live, it'll actually pick up stuff that looks like smoke or that you can't really explain. Or if something, like if you move your hand in front of it real close, real fast, real close to the lens, you'll see like a bunch of dots. And I've been out on investigations and actually be looking like in a room and everything's not moving, everything's solid, and you get all these little dots come in front of you. I'm like, okay, was that a bug? Was it dust? I mean, does it pick up dust? I don't know how accurate it is, but every once in a while I'll have something come at me and it looks like a bunch of little pixelations go by, then it goes away and everything's solid again. So the only thing I can think it is dust. But one more time, see what you guys think of this. It didn't come back though, just one and done. So I don't know. That's kind of how evidence happens sometimes. You'll just be in the right spot at the right time. Something's there, poof, but it's gone. This one here's kind of scary. This is a little kid, and I think he's just kind of like chilling on the couch there. He fell asleep watching the movie or something, and then something happens.
In this scary video, a couple of kids are playing and having fun until this shock.
A child is playing alone at home when something downright creepy.
I'm sorry. This is not the kid on the couch. This is some kids playing. I got the video mixed up. I think this is one where they're playing and the third kid just kind of gets snatched up, and this is pretty terrifying if it's real.
In this scary video, a couple of kids are playing and having fun until this shocking event happens. Watch this.
I don't know, the way the third child is kind of just picked up, and the way their legs move, kind of unnatural. I don't know. I'm calling that one AI. This one was taken at Disney, and I'm not sure if it's Disney World or Disneyland, but I don't know if anybody's ever been to Disney World. You rode the Haunted Mansion ride. It's pretty cool. You get these little weird little they're kind of like a half dome shaped little car thing, and you ride around and it spins around. It goes through there. And they have projections, like a projector going, and it look like ghosts, and they're like dancing through tables, and you'll be going by a mirror, and then all of a sudden there's a ghost pops up next to you, and that kind of thing. But this guy I don't think he was even on the ride yet. He was waiting in line to get in there, and there was nobody there, and he sees what looks like a child. So this is pretty interesting.
This individual took a night shot inside the Haunted Mansion ride at Walt Disney World. The photo appears to show a child peeking his head out of a dune buggy, looking directly at the photographer. The only thing is, he wasn't really there. There were no child of his age among the roughly 20 people in line ahead of them. The camera also does not produce a flash or any light. So how could the child have so easily looked directly into the camera in the first place?
Oh, it was pretty wild. He said dune buggy. I don't. Maybe he meant one of the rides. Maybe there was a kid in line and he didn't see him, and he's in the car in front of him, and he just kind of peeks around, looks behind him. Not sure if that's paranormal or not. But it's an interesting picture, though. Pretty cool picture. I think this is the one I'm gonna call this one tripping in the kitchen, because this dude's straight up tripping up in this kitchen right here. And if this is what I'm thinking of, look at the front of there's like a stainless steel refrigerator, and if this is the video I'm thinking of, and you'll see like a shadow person type thing. It's kind of interesting. This guy he's either a really good actor or he's straight up tripping. One of the two.
Bro, am I tripping? What is that? Nah, man. Nah, bro, what the Follow me.
I will follow you, Mr. Lucifer, the scary video guy. That looked pretty legit to me. I mean, it almost looked like a little hand or something. You see it on that refrigerator, or whatever that is, the stainless, and then we got it from two different camera angles. So that was pretty wild. You know what? I think it's time. time for a little more cowbell.
I could have used a little more cowbell.
Little more cowbell. I don't have a cowbell tonight. I got this little bell here. I think the dinger fell out of it. Having trouble raking it ring. It's antique when I picked up the auction. It says vintage brass bell with etched leaves with wood handle. So I think it's missing the dinger, the striker. May have to do a little work on that one. But we got our paranormal paramood with the cowbells on it. So it's one of the fun things we made. We're gonna have to get that thing out on investigation soon. We were gonna have one this weekend, but due to circumstances out of our control, we had to cancel this weekend's investigation. But we still got a little bit of time left before 2026 hits. I don't know if y'all got New Year's plans yet. I don't believe we do, but might be cool to do a New Year's Eve investigation or go somewhere. And I know New York's got the ball. They're going to drop the ball. And then I didn't realize they make a new ball every year. I saw some guys making that thing out of there, pounding out the metal, and I think they put like Swarovski crystals on it. And then this year, they're going to bust out the ball again on 4th of July. They're going to drop her again on 4th of July because it's like anniversary, 200 years of America. So celebrating our country. And so that's cool. We're going to have 2 ball droppings this year. And if you ever get down to Key West, they put I think it's a fella in a dress, and they put him in a shoe, a high heel shoe, and they lower him down. It is the funniest thing ever. I watched it every year. I'll see it in. I thought one year, you know what, I got to go down there. So I went down there, and they have a lot of drag shows down there. Very talented individuals. Pretty funny. Lot of very talented singers and actors. And if you ever want to just go down and get out of the cold for have a good time, go see a few shows. And if you go on New Year's, I recommend staying back a ways, because if you get too close, the crowd all comes in at midnight. And you feel like we're in a concert, and everybody runs out the door at once, and your feet aren't touching the ground, and you're getting kind of squished. So if you're claustrophobic or feel like you're gonna have one of those phobias of being squished, trampled to death, don't get too close to these New Year's events. I recommend staying back a ways, or if you can rent a hotel room where you're on a balcony and watch everything above, have a beer, whatever. I highly recommend that if you get in that situation. I think that'd be better than being smashed down there in the crowd. Here to tell you, but it was a pretty good time. Pretty funny watching them lower down the high heeled shoe, and it was something different, but it was pretty funny. I don't know what they do around here in Bowling Green. I think maybe they'll shoot off some fireworks or something. Everybody goes out and bangs on their pots and pans. So if you do go out for New Year's, everybody be safe. Don't be drinking and driving. It's one of the worst nights of the year for people to be, out and about. So get a hotel, stay at home and drink, go to a buddy's house and drink, get a ride. It's not worth it. Be safe out there, people. You go out for New Year's. I think this might be the little kid on the couch.
A child is playing alone at home when something downright creepy is caught on camera. The footage comes from an indoor home security camera, which recorded the following incident late at night. It wasn't until the day after that the person who posted the video had noticed something strange about the footage. Needless to say, they were left disturbed upon realizing what was captured on film. Jay Van Gogh, who posted the video, writes, "On this particular night, my mother was taking care of my nephew. I only have one nephew. He told my mom he had met a boy that was playing with him. This was our footage. The security camera captures the uploader's nephew, who appears to be playing by himself. However, it isn't until seconds later that we see another child appear on camera. If the uploader's nephew was the only child present inside the home, then who was this? Even more unsettling is the fact that whoever this was seems to resemble the uploader's nephew in appearance. As we already know, there shouldn't be another child in the footage. It's videos like this that make you question whether a child's imaginary friend is actually imaginary. Of course, it's not certain if a ghost or an entity was caught on camera. Until more footage or information is released on this video, the question still remains: was a ghost caught on camera, or was something else caught instead?
I don't know if you get a chance, every video I play on here, I put them up on our YouTube channel. So our YouTube channel is the same name as our podcast, Supernatural Sunday. So if there's something you want to play again and again and look at it and freeze it, you get a little more control of it on the YouTube. All the videos I play on here every week, I put them on our YouTube channel. So you can go there and look at them too. But if you look at that video, when the other little boy or whatever is not supposed to be there, the clock in the kitchen keeps moving. I don't see the clock. I think if it was cut, faked, whatever, that clock would stop and you'd see a glitch. I looked really hard. I couldn't see a glitch on that clock. But if you look at the background of the kitchen, there's a pendulum on the clock. It just keeps going. And that's one way you could kind of try to tell that it could be a real video. That one there, I think, could be legit. I'm not saying it's legit, but I'm saying it could be. Somewhere I have a video of a little boy on a couch, but I may have got it mixed up here. Let's see if this is it.
This next video comes from Sean McAuliffe, who claims to have captured something pretty freaky on camera. Sean says that he's been living in his house for 23 years now, and ever since moving in at the age of 14, he's been seeing things that he can't explain. Initially thinking that it was just in his head, he didn't worry too much about it. But it wasn't until seeing more and more of these strange happenings that he started to think that maybe the stuff he's seen is actually real. While each of these incidents had to be spooky, this one has got to be the freakiest. It's late at night and Sean is away from home when suddenly the camera in his bedroom begins to move around as it seems to be sensing movement from somewhere. A few seconds pass and this is captured. As the camera points straight ahead, a dark figure can be seen peeking at the camera before slowly showing more of itself. But right before it's able to show some more, the camera points away. When it points back, the figure is no longer seen. It's as though the shadowy figure was intrigued by the camera, but was scared away when it suddenly moved on its own. Similar to the figure, Sean is fascinated by whatever this is, but at the same time, terrified by it. Overall though, he's just glad that he caught footage of this mysterious figure, as he now has proof that something is inside his house. But as always, you be the judge. Is this actual proof of something paranormal? Or was something else captured?
Unless there's somebody in his house. I'm wondering, I did have a video of a little boy on a couch, and I'm wondering if I didn't get it uploaded. If they have to go on next week's. Having trouble finding it. Thought I had another ghost. This is at a hospital, and this is a doctor and a couple nurses, and they got some activity going on, and they get freaked out, totally freaked out. So this, I don't know unless somebody was messing around and they set all this up, or they're truly freaked out. It's kind of hard to tell on this one. See what you guys think.
Have you seen that scary video of the doctor and the nurses inside the hospital? No? Well, you're about to. Just to give you some context before we watch the video, they're on the night shift and they're having a conversation about how other members of staff have reported weird things that seem to be happening, especially in the old emergency room, which is currently closed because it's been renovated. So they decide to record themselves walking down there and go and check it out in the dark.
You guys, haunted ER? I'm really good too. Oh my god, my head is huge. Oh! 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 The curtain moved! Yeah, it did. It moved. It moved. It moved. Yes, it did. It did. How did you not see that? Oh, okay! Oh!
They say that hospitals are in fact one of the most haunted places, but was this something paranormal?
Yeah, I guess of a lot of energy in hospitals, you've got trauma, you got a lot of drama going on. You've got people who are there getting operations. People die there. My friend Gary on our team, our clairaudient that hears things, talking to him when he goes into a hospital, he said it's like he hears a bunch of voices. He said he just has to kind of tune it out because he said it's crazy. We took him into Waverly Hills up in Louisville, the old hospital up there. It's pretty popular. And he said as soon as we got there, he's like, "Hey, there's little kids. I hear little kids laughing and playing in here. There's like a bunch of little kids in this place." And the rest of the night was pretty interesting, but several times he heard children running around in there. So I thought that was kind of cool. And that was the nurses and the doctor. This is what they call the hitchhiker effect, and I've heard people. I get warned about this all the time for people, like when you go to different locations that are active. Before you go home, say a prayer, or it seems kind of silly talking to something that's not there. Be like, "Hey, you can't come home with us. It's not allowed." And if you're at a homeowner's house and they're wanting something out of their house, you don't want to say, "Hey, you might as well just stay here," because maybe they don't want it there either. So you just basically tell them, "Hey, you can't come home with me," or you'll say a prayer of protection, that kind of thing. And I have talked to people who have had things follow them home. I've had people had stuff follow them home. They seen it later, or had weird stuff happen around their house, or they took something from a location. They ended up taking it back. So just got to be careful out there. So this here is what they refer to as the hitchhiker effect. The earlier video kind of mentioned that about Skinwalker. This is another mention of the Skinwalker Ranch. This is something that has happened to multiple individuals that have been there. And it's one of those, like I said, just got to be careful.
The reason why I don't want to go to Skinwalker Ranch is because it's something that we discovered after covering the ranch on the main feed is the hitchhiker effect. I am terrified of this. Well, basically what the hitchhiker effect is that most people who go to Skinwalker Ranch, and in some cases, like some pools of questioning, every single person that they questioned after they went to Skinwalker Ranch brought something home with them. And what that something is, no one really knows. All they know is that it is paranormal activity that manifests itself in many different ways. Some people, it manifests itself in disembodied voices. Some people, it manifests as moving objects like poltergeist activity. Other people, they see blue orbs that will just suddenly appear in their house. And one person had a blue orb. He said it moved through him, and very soon after, he got a very aggressive form of cancer. And some people even see shadow people.
It's the most dangerous form of ghost. Did you know that?
That's what I hear.
According to Ed Warren.
the shadow monster.
Yes, the most dangerous form of ghost.
The hitchhiker effect. So if anybody out there has had anything like that happen to them, brought something home with them, I know Bruce has. He's our resident demonologist on our team. He's done a lot of deliverance type ceremonies, different things, to help cleanse a home, cleanse a person. It's kind of like a removal ceremony where you want to get whatever it is attached to you or your house out. And he actually had something come home with him one night, and ended up doing the ceremony at his own residence after he got home. Maybe we'll get him on the program again talking about it, but it was, he didn't, he took a break from the paranormal for a while. He's been in this for over 46 years. And when that happened to him, that's the kind of thing that'll make you want to stop or just take a break completely. So he took I think he took about a 10-year break. I mean, he told me basically, I don't have any questions anymore. He said, you guys were still out looking for answers. He said, I don't have any answers. He said, this stuff's real. I have no doubt in my mind. And so he just normally comes out with us on a case where someone's having a problem in their house, where a location of their house, whatever, something's bothering them, something's bothering the location, that kind of thing. It's not something we advertise. It's not like a service that we go out and, we don't charge for anything we do, but if somebody's having a problem and they call us out, those are the type of things that Bruce will go with us on. He's out watching. Shout out to Bruce, but that's one of the things he does. He's been physically attacked. So it can be dangerous out there. You got to protect yourself. You got to be careful. You got to be pretty solid in your thought process. And so hitchhiker effect, it can happen. I've never had anything like that happen. I always try to be safe, but it could happen. I've got a plan in place if it ever does, but I do know people that it has happened to, and some of it's pretty low key, and then other times it's terrifying. So I just got to be careful out there. We went up here last year, Pennsylvania, up to Gettysburg, and I don't know if any of these are real or they're pareidolia, where people think they're seeing a ghost and it's just a tree or something like that. But these are some pretty good images people captured up at Gettysburg. We've got a lot of footage from up there. I didn't see anything that I would consider, an apparition or anything like that. The weirdest thing that happened to us was they were having a reenactment of a battle like 3 miles away. and the cannons going off sounded like something smacking on the roof of the truck. Just like somebody going smack, smack, smack on the roof of the truck. Like, the hell is that? I know there's nobody on the roof of the truck, you know. We were clear down in a holler, like down in a valley, and it was still like sounding something smacking. And we ended up going up on a hill, and we could see there were cannons and stuff going off a couple miles away, and the cannon would flash, and then you'd hear it smacking on the roof of the truck. And sorry I did that. I know that wasn't you, that was me. Talking with my hands. Anyway, those cannons I didn't realize could shoot, like some of them could go like 2 miles away with rifled barrels and special rounds back in the day during the Civil War. I didn't realize they could shoot that far, but it's pretty wild. Without further ado, let's look at some of these Gettysburg ghosts.
Say, soldier traveling from the north, does the moon shine bright and clearly, so letting you the gentleman's horse, because she loved him dearly. She took his horse by the bridle rein and led him to the stable. There's an oath for your horse, my love. Go feed him, you are able. She took him by the lily white hand and led him to the table. There's cake and wine for you, my love. Go eat and drink, you're welcome. She pulled off her blue silk gown and laid it on the table. He pulled off his uniform suit.
Shout out to These Haunted Hills TikTok channel there, putting all that together. That was pretty good. A couple of those I think were just paranoia. One of them might even been an actual person in a costume, but a lot of those were pretty good. Like they look like a legit pic of what I would think a ghost would look like. And I'm trying to decide here if we want to go do some cryptids or we're going to mess with your mind a little bit. I think it's time to mess with your mind a little bit tonight. I've been doing some fun stuff on here with some of this mind stuff. And we're going to do a little mind stuff, and then we're going to roll on into the cryptids. Come on.
I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it.
If you're right brain, you'll see a goat. Left brain, you'll see an eagle. I must be neither one because I saw Michael Myers. That straight up looked like Michael Myers. Michael Myers, come on. I didn't see a goat or an eagle. I saw some mountains that really looked like Michael Myers. All right. Everybody ready to get hypnotic? Here we go. We're going to do a little hypnotic action.
Don't blink. I'm going to hypnotize you. Stare deep into the illusion at the center of your screen. Try not to blink, but if you have to, it's okay. The longer you focus on the center, the stronger the effect. In a moment, I'll ask you to look around at your hands, the walls, the ceiling, and everything will start moving. Now listen closely and follow my instructions. You need to double tap the screen right now for it to work. Keep staring at the center, and you'll begin to see shapes forming inside the illusion. Soon, I'll count down from 5 to 1, and when I reach 1, everything around you will start moving. All I ask is that you hit the subscribe button for more crazy illusions like this. Also, don't forget to turn on notifications by clicking the bell on my channel page. The first person to comment on my next illusion video will get a surprise. Let's do this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Is everything moving? Let me know by double tapping the screen and turning on notifications for the next mind-bending illusion.
Everything's like going in and out. Hey, if you have too many drinks on New Year's Eve and everything starts looking like that, then it's time to take a break. Get you some vitamin B12s and some coconut water before you go to bed. When you're out drinking on New Year's, everybody, before you go to bed, switch off to vitamin B12s and coconut water, and then that'll help you. You'll thank me the next day when you don't wake up with a hangover. That'll help. You got to plan ahead to not get a hangover. After you've already got one, it's a little late. That's a whole nother treatment plan right there. Let's go look at some cryptids. I can't do too many of those illusions all at once. I gotta have a break in between there. Pretty wild. This guy's out hunting a deer, and I don't know if this is CGI AI but it's pretty interesting.
Oh my God. Steady. Jeez. Oh my God.
I would hope if I have a Bigfoot encounter, it would be like that, just a cranky Bigfoot, just kind of like saying, "Hey," and then turn around and walk off. That'd be the best outcome right there. You hope he don't come up in the tree after you, and then you're one of those statistics of those people that disappear out in the woods. Most definitely. Yeah. It seemed kind of like a cranky old man Bigfoot. He's like, "Hey," then he leaves. This is kind of I call this a montage of a few Bigfoot clips that have been put together here. See what you guys think of these. If you think if any of these are legit or they're all AI, or what do you think? Most of them, to me, look like a guy in a suit. That one looked like a Catman suit. He had looked like a tail, something hanging down. Looked like his head looked like cat ears. Maybe one of those, like the one leaned up, like he looked like an old man Bigfoot leaned up. The guy was like, "Hey," like the person was like trying to interact with him. He was just kind of like out of it. That was kind of interesting. The rest of them walked to me like a guy trying to walk in a costume that's too heavy for him. So I think that was I don't know if any of those are legit. Now this was taken from a tent And these guys are camping, and this is what they saw when they looked outside their tent.
This video claims to show multiple large figures moving outside a tent during a camping trip. Filmed from inside, the shapes are mostly silhouettes with no clear detail. With no verified source or supporting evidence, the footage remains an alleged encounter rather than a confirmed Bigfoot sighting.
I gotta roll that one more time. That went by pretty quick. One more time.
This video claims to show multiple large figures moving outside a tent during a camping trip. Filmed from inside, the shapes are mostly silhouettes with no clear detail. With no verified source or supporting evidence, the footage remains an alleged encounter rather than a confirmed Bigfoot sighting.
No context, no labeling, no information, a little fuzzy. Gotta be a real Bigfoot picture. Gotta be a real Bigfoot. You know, everybody knows they're blurry. If it's a legit Bigfoot or a video, you know he's definitely blurry. Let's see. I think I may have one more cryptid video. Let's see where. This one, they're calling this one a crystal clear Bigfoot picture. I don't know how clear it is, but you know, if it's clear, it could be fake.
For decades, every Bigfoot sighting ended in doubt until now. This crystal clear footage has left wildlife experts stunned, scanning frame after frame for answers science still can't provide. How does a creature this massive move with such human precision? Why has no one anywhere been able to explain its origin? And what happens when evidence becomes too real to ignore? These questions are shaking the field tonight, and what you're about to see may rewrite everything we thought we knew. Now, let's break down the footage before it disappears. The white giant no one expected. No one on the winter survey team in northern Canada imagined their malfunctioning drone would capture something that felt less like wildlife and more like a secret waiting to breathe. He stands on the frozen ledge. Fur drapes off him like shredded frost blankets. His movements dip and rise as if he's testing the air for old memories. And when the image sharpens, that towering white figure, impossibly tall, unnervingly still, leans forward with the quiet patience of someone who has watched storms come and go for centuries. What kind of creature studies the world the way a human studies a mistake they can't undo? The cliff groans beneath him, a low, aching sound that seems to warn us that this encounter is only the opening note of a much darker melody. One we accidentally started and now must follow into the next footage, Bigfoot in the Fog. Who could have guessed that a random hunter's camera test on December 26, 2024, would film one of the clearest Bigfoot shapes ever caught on camera, moving between the fog-wrapped trees like it knew no one would believe it. Anyway, he bends forward slightly, his long arms sway with a slow, tired rhythm. Each step lands heavy like an exhausted linebacker, dragging the weight of another season. And when the zoom stabilizes, we finally see the broad shoulders, the thick, dark fur soaked from the morning mist, and the distinct forward-leaning posture that scientists once dismissed as folklore, but now quietly admit matches dozens of scanned footprints found across North America, raising the possibility that the terrifying figure filmed here isn't wandering, but patrolling a territory older than the trails themselves. What
I think they need to work on that a little bit. The footage didn't even match up with what he was saying. And look, that last picture looked like a dang tree. Thought I had another. That may be the end of the Bigfoots. Here's another. Here's another cryptid sighting. They're calling it. They think it's Mothman. I'm thinking it's just a moth. see what y'all think of this. It's an interesting video, but I'm thinking it's just a moth.
Could this be a real Mothman sighting? a ranch security camera has captured terrifying footage of what witnesses believe is the Mothman. The video shows a tall, winged figure stalking to skies near the fence line, its glowing eyes reflecting straight into the camera. Seconds later, it vanishes into the darkness. Locals say the shape, size, and movement match classic Mothman descriptions.
I think the first actual video was a moth, and then the second one might have been a flying squirrel or something. The rest of those were just CGI crap, I think. Kind of a fun video. It's time to mess with your mind a little bit more. See what you think of this. This is called the mind-controlled hallway. So you're going to be going down a hallway, right? It's like you're moving down this hallway, kind of like one of those never-ending hallways, like in the Stanley Hotel where they filmed The Shining. And here's what you do. You get your hands, right? And you cover up the sides of the screen and you'll slow it down. And then you bring your hands away and it'll speed up. Here you go. Give her a try. This is pretty wild, but that's how you do it. You cover up half of the outside with your hands and it'll slow down. You can speed it up, slow down by blocking half of your outside of your screen. So here we go. This is the mind-controlled hallway. You can speed her up or slow her down. Here we go.
Hallway illusion. There's actually a way we can change the speed that we're going down this hallway. The way you do this, if you put your hand in the middle of the screen, it will like you're going fast. Then if you get your hands to the side of the screen, it will feel like you're going slow. Try putting your hands on the side of the screen and then move your hand to the middle and see the speed change. Awesome, right?
What'd you think of that? That was pretty wild, huh? You can speed it up by seeing those doors go by, and then when you cover up the doors on the side, it slows everything down. Now this one here got me pretty good. I was like, what are these pink things hanging down there? You know, so trying to get your all's eyes trained so when you see these videos and stuff, you can spot fake stuff, or you could be looking when you're on your own videos if you're out investigating. You know, be looking for stuff that that you wouldn't normally catch. Sometimes I'll have to play stuff 2 or 3 times if I think I see something. Then I'm like, okay, it's nothing. But when you think you see something paranormal, it's not. It's just a reflection or it's shaped like something. That's called pareidolia. But see what you think of this one. After this one, I'll tell you what you're really looking at, and then I may have to pop it back up. And once I tell you, you won't be able to unsee it. All right, check out these pink things. Here we go. All right, did everybody see the pink things hanging down? Like, what is that? Flowers? Some kind of flowers? Because I've had flowers that look kind of like that. Is it, is it part of a magic marker? Is it some kind of feather? What is it? All right, it's a picture of 4 forks. Here we go. You're going to see the 4 forks and you're going to go like, oh. Everybody see the 4 forks? Thought you'd like that. Mess with your mind a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna mess with your mind a little bit more. Here we go. Check out this. I can't remember if this is flowers or wheat or corn or something like that. Here we go.
Things that bother you, they never bother me. I feel happy and fine, living in the sunlight, loving in the moonlight, having a wonderful time. Haven't got a lot, I don't need a lot, coffee's only a dime. Living in the sunlight, loving in the moonlight, having a wonderful time.
What'd you think of that? water spigot. That roller coaster is pretty wild, but that water spigot, I couldn't tell that water was even flowing. It's pretty clear. And let's see. I got a couple more here. I'm going to mess with your mind. You got to mess with your mind before we go into New Year's. Get a couple more hypnotic things going here. See what you think of this one. That one didn't work too well for me. I have to tell you, some of those were pretty good. That one there wasn't that great. I looked up and really didn't see nothing but a couple lights. So, all right, one more for the road here. This one here is going to mess with your brain. Here we go.
According to science, there's an optical illusion that will completely mess with your brain. This illusion was designed by scientists. Look directly at the red dot in the center. Don't look anywhere else. Keep your full focus on that dot. For the next 15 seconds, try not to blink. Just stare at the red dot. As you keep looking, you might feel like the pattern is shifting or blurring a little, but that's not the image. It's your brain playing tricks on you. All right, when my countdown ends, quickly look away from your phone and look around your room. You'll see everything around you start to rotate and move for a moment, almost like the world is briefly melting or stretching. That's your visual cortex struggling to recalibrate after being overloaded by the repeating motion pattern. It's a harmless but powerful reminder of how easily your senses can be fooled. Get ready when I say go, snap your eyes away, and watch the effect hit instantly. 1, 2, 3, tell me in the comments what you saw and how strong the illusion was for you.
Okay, I saw a purple ring of light, and then I saw stuff kind of like flowing in and out and everything. It's pretty cool. I thought I had one more of those, but we'll save that one for next week. I had another one that'll pretty cool. I got another one that you'll actually see stuff with your eyes closed. I got to find that one and pull it up for next week. But I hope you enjoyed our show this week. That's about all I had. I hope everybody had a nice holiday. New Year's coming up. Everybody be careful out there. You go out and toast to the new year. Appreciate everybody who's tuned in this year and all our followers. And feel free to send us a comment or send us a note. Send us a message if there's a show you want to see, a topic, or if you got a person that wants to come on. We're always looking for guests. Active locations. We like to go on locations too, and we'll go live, do a podcast live from there. So anyway, y'all have a happy 2025 year. Going in New Year. Happy New Year 2026. Y'all, if you do corned beef and cabbage, this is the time. week. Go out and get your corned beef so you can do your New Year's Day corned beef, cabbage, black-eyed peas. That's kind of what I always cook up. It's supposed to be good luck the rest of the year. So if anybody wants some good corned beef recipes, let me know. I got a few out there. So y'all have a good one. Hope y'all had a Merry Christmas and have a Happy New Year. Thanks, everybody. Y'all have a good one. Come on.